All right, in this video, I'm going to solve problem 3 in chapter 4. So I have everything, I've got my shell set up. So in this problem, we have auto loans, furniture loans, other, signature, and then the risk-free securities, right? And so the bank has to determine how much of its $2 million should be invested in these various securities. And of course, the parameters, I get 8% on my auto loans, 10% furniture, 11% other, so on and so forth, right? So that would be my parameters. Now, my choice variables in this case are just going to be dollars, right? How many dollars is the bank going to allocate for auto, furniture, so on and so forth, right? And then, of course, my objective function is just going to be the sum product. Okay, and then I've got some various constraints that I need to set up. So the first one says, look, the credit union will have $2 million available. All right, so that means total funds, right, has to be less than or equal to $2 million. All right, so here is my first constraint. Go over there. Okay, and then now I've got these bullet points. So risk-free securities may not exceed 30% of the total funds available for investment. All right. So risk-free securities may not exceed 30% of the total funds. So what's 30% of 2 million? 600,000. So there's that constraint. Second bullet point, signature loans may not exceed, right? 10% of the funds invested in all loans. Automotive, furniture, other secured signature loans. So you can see I made a small mistake here, here, 0.1. Come on, there we go. So, right, if I move everything over right to the left-hand side, I'm going to get this. Negative 0.1 for automotive, negative 0.1 for furniture, negative 0.1 other, and then I did that wrong. 0.9, positive 0.9 for signature, and that has to be less than or equal to 0. Okay, the third bullet point. Furniture loans plus other secured loans may not exceed the automobile loans. Okay, so here I'm just going to move automobiles to the left-hand side. So now notice here then that my coefficients, the parameters in my constraints, I'm just going to have a negative 1 for auto, 1 for furniture, 1 for other, and of course that's less than or equal to 0 as well. And then the last bullet point, other secured loans plus signature loans may not exceed the funds invested in risk-free securities, right? So same thing as before, just move risk-free securities over to the left-hand side. So here I'm going to have 1 for O, 1 for S, and then negative 1 for risk-free securities. And that's got to be less than or equal to 0. Okay, well, there you go. There are all of my constraints. I hope this helps you understand how I got them all, why I put, the parameters that I did, so on and so forth. So let's get this thing solved, because that's all we have to do with this one, is what's the maximized annual return, what's the projected total annual return. So I'm going to go into data, I'm going to go into solver. Okay, maximize B4. This is wrong. I want B3 to F3. These constraints are wrong. Okay, so my constraints, these are going to be nice. So I'm just going to, oh, rats. I better put the constraints in first. Okay, so this is going to be the sum product of these numbers and these numbers. Okay. Anchor that. Copy. Okay, there we go. Eesh, now I'm ready. All right, solver, where are you? Okay, so yes, I want to maximize B4 by changing B3 to F3. That is correct. And then these constraints must all be less than or equal to these numbers. Hit OK, simplex, solve. Okay. All right, well, there you go. So what we're going to do, I'll comma format these just to help you see them a little bit better. Okay. So we're going to invest $630,000 in automobile loans, 170 in furniture, 460 in other secured, 140,000 in the signature, and then we're going to put 600,000 into risk-free to get 188,800. So maximize the total annual return. What is the projected total annual return? Well, you can just take this and divide it by the 2 million. So we're at about 9%. 9.4%. So, all right, well, there you go. That's how, hopefully you would agree, that's how easy problem 3 is. So there you go.